Hi, my name is Liz Gracia, and I'm the editor-in-chief and publisher of the Mind, Body, Spirit Directories, an online magazine. And I love all things mind, body, spirit, and health, and that's why I created this resource in the first place. So today, I'm going to introduce you to an experience I had in using a different approach to stuckedness in my life. So I came across a friend of mine who practices something called access consciousness. And I live in the Roaring Fork Valley in Aspen, Colorado, and there's quite a few people here that appreciate alternative approaches to, let's say, psychology or, patterns of behavior that no longer serve us and things like that. And I was originally introduced in a class of mine to something called quantum emotional clearing, and it was devised by a practitioner called Lee Beamer out of Aspen, who is the owner of Radiant Health. But it was really a tapping technique, and it's kind of similar to a more well-known tapping technique, would be the EFT, or the emotional freedom technique. But that even went further with many of these practitioners when they came into the understanding of access consciousness. So, pardon my dogs, they're barking at something today. Edie, you want to come up here? Come see me? So Edie, my little pup, is going to come up and join us because she's so darn cute and we want to see her. And we're going to discuss my experience with access consciousness. So I called my friend Alecia, who practices it, and we were going to do a little trade. I was going to help her with some online marketing stuff, and she was going to help me. And what I stumbled upon with myself is that I belong to this website called lumosity.com that helps train my brain. And I noticed that my score had leveled off for a month. I'd stopped improving. So I called Alecia and I said, I need help with this. I don't know why I'm stuck here. And she's an intuitive as well, and she can tell, she gets, intuition as to what's going on. She said, well, you have a ceiling as to how far you can go. You've limited yourself to how far you can go. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not surprising. I just didn't realize I'd limited myself in this way. So I wanted to do better in my brain training, and I wanted to excel at having great functioning brain. So she did something called access consciousness with me. And it's kind of, you're really talking through an issue, and she asks questions, and then she says stuff, and it just kind of it's a process that's working through the subconscious, I presume. So we worked through the limitation that I had here, and there's other limitations that I impose upon myself, and we all do that throughout our life. And another, limitation I have has to do with the flow of financial success. So we go through this process, and it took maybe an hour of my time, and it's painless and it's easy and whatever. And then I go to do Lumosity again that night, and I jumped 20 points immediately after having done access consciousness. And I've gone since that. My score was like at 1282. I'm at 1384 now. So I've really made a significant leap from where I was to where I am now, after I had just plateaued, for a month at that one level. And I have to say, I came to another level where I plateaued, and I considered it, and I'm like, I'm not done here. I can keep going. And I continued to go up. So it was really an access to part of me that put limitations on where I could go in life in general, specifically on this testing that I'm doing. And also the next day, I had 4 new clients call me about business. Like a lot of business flowed in. So limits I had on how much financial success or how much business that I could do was immediately affected by working with someone like Alecia, who helps, dissolve blocks, dissolve limitations. So You know, I introduce you to this today because there are other ways to get around issues in your life that can get dissolved in an hour. Surprisingly or not, I can't guarantee it because we all have our own level of consciousness and we all have our own things to work through. But here at the Mind, Body, Spirit, and Health Directories, we want to help educate you as to these types of practitioners and what's available today in the mind, body, spirit, and health world. Thanks for visiting. Please stop again and make a comment below if you liked what we had to share today.